Hey y'all, Lily here. I just wanted to do a quick little mid-research update on Zombie Road. I watched the documentary Children of the Grave. It's from 2007. It's available on Plex to watch for free. It's right around 90 minutes. The portion on Zombie Road actually starts about 58 minutes in. And I'm going to just go over my notes really fast since you guys are getting all of my notes from everything else live. I figured I would bring these, even though it's not, part of the stream or anything, just so you, again, are updated. All right, again, it started on the Zombie Road section about 58 minutes in. The road is one of the theories that they gave for the name for Zombie Road, also known as Death Road. Was due to drug trafficking in the 1960s and 70s. They said and again, none of this has been verified at all. So these were just notes I was taking as they were going through. The Merrimack River supposedly translates to River of Death to Native Americans, but again, they did not give any indication to which tribe, so I don't know which language exactly that would be, but I'm guessing it would be easy enough to look up the actual origin for the name. Zombie Road supposedly ends at the river, and it feels like they said when you drive it, but I'm guessing when you walk it because you haven't been able to drive it in forever, it feels like it will never end. There are lots of children drownings, which we've talked about people drowning in the river already. The way they showcase this, it looks like there should be some TV news sources regarding multiple children drowning in this river. I don't really know for certain. It was 2007, and the way ghost hunting stuff was kind of clipped together back then, it was kind of hard to tell if the drownings they were talking about were recent, longer, if even the news clip was for anything in that area or just it's kind of like stock footage. The story that we have of the 5-year-old and their mother with the train, the mother pushed the child out the way and she died. In the version that was told here, it was just a 5-year-old who was struck and killed by a train. There was no mention of the mother. Most of the images all the images that they showed for capturing ghosts and shadow people were the ones that we already all looked at on stream. One thing I did notice, they never really showed the river bank. I don't know if it's impossible to actually see from the location or if it is oh shit, my brain just crapped down. If it's too high of a cliff in order for you to be able to see it easily enough. A cat says hello, as always, because I cannot be on camera and not have a cat yell at me. Yep. You are making me forget what I am trying to say. I'm trying to be quick with this. Where was I? Alright, they never showed the riverbank. I don't know if it's because of, high cliffed sides, since supposedly there are a lot of cliffs in the area, or if they just didn't go down to the river. I really don't know. There was one story that they were telling of animal carcasses that were used for occult reason. They said satanic. I'm not gonna say satanic on things like that. I'm just gonna say occult. This was supposedly investigated by the cops. They had a couple of watermarks marking evidence and file numbers, case file numbers. One of the dates was February 13th, 2004, but most of them were dated March 7th, 2006. But it was implied that, they were all found in the same area. They have a former police officer from the Missouri State Police that was giving information back and forth about this, about Zombie Road in general. He mentioned, and this is one of these things that it kind of bothered me with the editing. They go straight from, oh, we found animal carcasses, to an event that happened in the 70s. So we have photos that are marked 2004, 2006, and then we have a story that is the 1970s without really any indication that we're switching, that we're not, these animal carcasses are not related to, there was a building that they found dead animals, candles. What they claimed was human blood, but they also said they didn't test it because they didn't really have a way to test it back then, so it could have been animal blood. And this was in Butler County. So, at least according to a news article that they were showing up on the screen, but the way it was all edited together, it kind of could be a mismatch of things. So I really want to do some looking into, because of all this jumping around, it made it really hard to follow. The section on Zombie Road was only about 30 minutes, and it was very like, we're going to flash something up on the screen and then cut to something else, and we're going to play loud music, and then we're going to have an obvious like filter overlay, and we're going to scream EVP static noise at you. And oh man, I was watching this thing and I was ripping it apart left and right, because I am a firm believer of, if you want people to believe you, anything that you find related to just honestly anything, if you're trying to prove to people that, you know, fucking the sky is blue and you're taking images and video and you're cutting all around and laying in shit, well, nobody's gonna believe you that the sky is blue, even though we can go outside and see the sky is blue and I just turned on my kitchen light. But what I'm trying to say is, it was very hard to really keep track of all the dates. I may or may not go back and watch over this section again. You know, like I said, it was free, so I can, if you guys want to watch it, I'm going to put the link in the description so you guys can watch it. But anyways, continuing on. This I had to laugh at. The retired cop implies that the cops at the time were a bit shady, in my opinion, because they were saying that they had permission to go out and investigate Zombie Road, and he said that he was willing to bet that if they turned up missing, the cops wouldn't say that they had let them into this closed off restricted area. So that's kind of funny. There was a photo that was marked Castlewood, and I'm not really quite sure with Castlewood if they had jumped to another story briefly, or if this is still related to Zombie Road. You know, the area has half a dozen names that it goes under, and I don't remember all of them, and I don't think I have them all written down. I have a few of them written down, but I don't have all of them written out. But I'm curious to know if, oh, Castlewood is one of the names, or if this was just for another different location. Again, the way some of the stuff was used, it was kind of like, are you just using stock stuff with overlays and whatnot? I don't know. That I may try and find out more on. One of the comments that was made was people would, you know, they hear footsteps of something following behind them. We talked about how this could be an animal. But it's, you know, I'm in places that animals or people can't follow. Well, how the fuck did you get there if somebody can't follow you? But aside from that, small animals still can follow. At this point in time, I was not only getting snippy with my notes, I was responding. They said that there was 6 miles of broken road for Zombie Road, but I could have sworn when we were looking it up, it was like 3.9 miles, something like that. I'm going to double check on that. That Shadow Kids image where it's like on the riverbank and everything, and you don't see the kids in the reflection, you just see them in the top part. They did like a recreation shot, and this is what actually made me think of the fact they didn't really show the riverbank, unless it was a completely different location that they were using, even though they were on Zombie Road and could have gone back to that same spot. There was no river that was really shown to be able to give a reflection. I'm not saying that there wasn't a riverbank there, but the way they showed it, and showed other pictures that they were taking at the same like during the recreation, there wasn't the reflection that there would have been as if they were, you know, lower to the water. Hey, bud. So I'm curious to know if that was just a different location. They did in their hunt to claim to capture something very similar with their equipment. But honestly, again, they cut back and forth so much that it's just like, I mean, are you guys editing this in after the fact? I mean, for God's sakes, these men were wearing bulletproof vests to go on their hunt. What are you really scared of in these woods if you feel the need to wear bulletproof vest? But aside from that, again, the back and forth was just so much. I couldn't quite keep up on everything, and I was stopping and starting a lot and making a lot of remarks and comments because, again, if I want somebody to believe the stuff that I'm presenting to someone as real, it doesn't matter how much of a trustworthy person I am if I edit it to the point that everything just feels like a giant edit. Oh gosh. Like, I can't even really quite mention or, you know, tell you fully about how it just kind of made me go, really? With a lot of the stuff. And not just with this particular portion of the documentary, which I almost hate to use the word documentary. I mean, technically it is, but it felt so entertainment value, like really done up for the entertainment value. And it's, again, it was, you know, 2007 and we were all ghost hunting crazy. And everybody wanted to use, you know, the rock music and the jump scares and all that kind of stuff. But it does eventually just make you, when I see something and they're trying to say there's an EVP, don't play music over it or loud banging sounds or anything like that. It takes away from the actual, I mean, and this is why they do it in part, but it takes away from what you're actually trying to show people. So I'm rambling and ranting here, but I wanted to bring you my notes day of me watching the, what was it? Children of the Grave. Yeah, Children of the Grave documentary. And this was also funny too. They say that they had proof of ghosts in this. Well, they had no more proof than anybody else who does this kind of stuff has proof of, you know, ghosts. So, if you watch it with a grain of salt. Again, I'm going to put, sorry, I'm playing with my little thing here because I'm trying to close my book and it's closing weird. I'm going to put in the description the link to Plex for people to be able to watch this documentary if they want. Again, you can watch it for free. So I hope you enjoy. Before I forget, can I fix everything right here that's falling over? I'm distracted as can be. But before I forget, I do now have the Lily's Lore and Legends Discord server up and running. I will also put the link to that down in the description. Anybody who signs up for a membership, a monthly or annual membership on my Buy Me a Coffee will be granted higher level access to things like all of my full Twitch streams, my Ghost of Fort Fisher research project, and a few other things that I'm going to have available, as well as my writings that are made just for members only on that site. So I will put all those links down in the description. Again, just a really quick update, and I will see you guys all very soon.